Hello, everyone. So I'm very glad to welcome you here. We are just waiting for a few minutes because participants are getting connected in the meantime. First of all, don't hesitate to send a message on the chat. If you have trouble hearing me or with your sound, please give us a notice. Okay, so I propose to start now. So first of all, as I said before, for the new ones who came, don't hesitate. I hope you can hear properly, and if not, don't hesitate to send a message on the chat in your window. We will answer it or try to resolve your trouble. So I would like, first of all, to thank you all for being there today. I'm very, very glad to gather you for this presentation. And I'm looking forward to hearing you next in the exchange session. As introduction, I will explain you a few guidelines and how this webinar will be displayed. So guest speakers and I will display the presentation around 30 minutes. And then at any moment, you can ask your questions in the chat during the presentation. Then in the exchange session, I will announce it and you will be able to open your micro. So you will have to click on the micro on your screen, but before the exchange dedicated session, you won't be able to open it, okay? And don't try as well to open your camera because you can only see the speakers, okay? So for the contents, here, I'm going to play the summary. You will be given a speech and a presentation by Mr. Eric Giraud, Managing Director of Aerospace Valley, that we are very honored to welcome and to have here with us today. Then Johan Duquin will update you with the BRICS presentation. And then I will make the presentation of BRICS community and the new services, all the things that you will be offered. And in the end, as I said, we will have a question and answers exchange. Okay. So I leave now the speech to Eric, if you want to make the presentation of Aerospace Valley. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. First, I do a sound check. Is it okay? Can you hear me, Amanda?
Yes, we are fine with the sound and on the chat, nothing. So it's okay. Thank you.
Thank you. So as mentioned by Amanda, I'm really happy and proud to be here to welcome you, the BRICS community, for this first webinar. We will have a second tomorrow for other people who are not able to join us today. So welcome to this webinar. As mentioned, my name is Eric Giraud. I'm Managing Director of a competitiveness cluster called Aerospace Valley that I will shortly and briefly present to you. What you have to keep in mind is what happened late 2020. You were used to work with IAS team, and we have decided, the both team, to gather our effort to support the territories and to support customers. We have made a merger between what was called IAS and the Aerospace Valley Competitiveness Clusters. And now we have this entity that will be presented by Johan called BRICS. And we are really happy to have seen BRICS joining us in the cluster. So let's be quick and make a deep dive into Aerospace Valley. So can you please, Amanda, change? So what is Aerospace Valley? We are considered as the leading aerospace sector competitiveness cluster in the world. You will see that we gather a lot of companies involved in 3 domains: aeronautics, space, and drones. This competitiveness cluster is located, or all the people gathered in this competitiveness cluster are located in two French regions. First one is what is called Occitanie, let's say around Toulouse. And the second region is what is called Nouvelle-Aquitaine, and let's say around Bordeaux. Toulouse is really famous for airplanes and so on. Bordeaux is quite well known also. And this means that the territory of Aerospace Valley is something like 1/4, 25% of the French territory. So a huge territory, and a territory with a lot of companies involved in these three fields. So if we move, we will see, please, Amanda, can you change the who are the people involved in that? We have, of course, the leading groups in aeronautics. You can see on the left of the slide that the big players in this domain, like Airbus, Safran, Thales, Dassault, are part of the clusters, and we are really happy to have them on board. But we have also inside this cluster, as of today, we have more than 800 members. Those 800 members are all around the value chain. We start with research labs, with universities, and we end with those big groups, these big players as Airbus. And we are supported by private fundings, but also by public fundings. And you can see on the right of the slide that we are supported by the region. We are supported by the French state, and we're happy of that. We are supported also by DGA, so meaning defense, because we are also a cluster involved in defense. This will be explained later on. So can you please, the territory, I talked about the territory. So here is a picture of the territory of the Aerospace Valley. So it's the Garonne Valley, in fact. The Garonne is crossing this territory. And all around this Garonne river, we have this huge cluster. You can see the figures. I will not go into those figures, but it's a huge territory for Europe and for France in terms of aeronautic space. Just two figures: 25% of the people involved in space in Europe are located inside the Aerospace Valley territory. So it's really a huge territory for space and also aeronautics. I mean, I will not have to explain how Toulouse, with the headquarters of Airbus, is important for aircraft business. So a lot of researcher and a lot of industrial jobs you can see, and a lot of schools and a lot of competencies located here in the territory. We are really happy to work in Occitanie and Nouvelle-Aquitaine. So Amanda, can you please move to next slide?
Sure.
So what are our mission? Our mission are to lead this and to make, let's say, animations or organize events and make fluid the contact between the members. So as mentioned, we have today more than 800 members inside this cluster that I have the honor to lead. Within those 800 members, we have more than 500 SMEs involved in the three domains that I just talked about. This allows us to have more than 10,000 contacts, so leaders, CEOs of those companies, CTOs of those companies, COO of those companies, and to again lead this community, we organize each year more than 100 events, some like the one we are doing today, so which are digital. But we, of course, prefer physical events. We are doing a lot, of course, when COVID-19 is not making trouble to organization. But we really think we have made several last year in physical. We are quite out of the concern, and then we hope that we will be able to have again a majority of physical events. So this is for the leading of the mission. Our second mission, or perhaps the most important, is to support all those industrial into building R&D and innovation products. You can see the figures again. I will not, but what is important is almost 700 million euros of public financing that we helped SMEs and big players to receive from public, and this is important for me. Is a key KPI. And then developing our members. So it's something we are doing also. We have specific action to see new startup popping up and making the accompaniment of those companies to make them grow. So in accelerator and so on. And this is what we are doing. And of course, for existing company, we have some support in terms of private financing, because inside the community, we have the pleasure to welcome funds, banks, which are supporting our industrial partners into their development. So here we are for the mission. If we move to next slide, I think.
Yeah.
So this is a key to explain, because as I mentioned, to explain the action of the cluster. In fact, we're trying to make to sustain innovation in aeronautics, space, and drones. And to do that, we are not only gathering companies on the business topics, but also technical. And we have 5 fields of technical, let's say, directions, and we help them. So we gather projects in the field of those 5 domains that we call excellence, 5 communities of excellence. You can see on the slide that we start with solution for the factory of the future at the top right of the slide. We have people working and sustaining the companies in terms of structures, materials, and processes, talking about 3D impression or machining, of course, but also composite manufacturing. The third community is about embedded and communicating system, so all about electronics. The fourth community is about propulsion and embedded energy, and there we do a lot today in terms of electric powertrain, and of course hydrogen, and all about being greener. And the last but not least domain is about data and artificial intelligence economy. And we have a lot of, for instance, in space, a lot of companies involved in this domain to use the space data that are available. So I think it's the last one, isn't it, Amanda?
Yes,
so
it
let's
was.
make a conclusion on that. So again, we are really happy to have now on board, let's say, a 6 excellence domain, which is about training, and which goes through BRICS that will be presented by Johan. So it's a new chord in our arc, so which is at the benefit of the companies. Of course, you will see that throughout the animation that Amanda will do of your community, you will be forwarded a lot of information of what Aerospace Valley is doing. We have recently put on the internet a new website, which has been renewed and which is now international, so you can read it in English, because the former one was only in French. So we're definitely open to export. I think we have a lot to do in terms of collaboration with your entities worldwide. And personally, I will be happy to meet you someday physically and to shake hands. This will happen again.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Eric. Now
We
I
have
will leave.
perhaps some question. I don't know, because I don't know if in the chat you have some few minutes to ask your question on the chat. Then we will move to BRICS presentation, I think.
Sure, yes, of course.
About Aerospace Valley. If you have any question, feel free to ask on the chat. I will be happy to try to answer. So, of course, if you have the opportunity to come to France as a travel, you're welcome in our headquarters. Our headquarters is located in Toulouse, but we have also a huge team in Bordeaux, in Nouvelle-Aquitaine. So you're welcome on both territories. Of course, we will be happy to have a visit from you and to explain more more deeply if you're involved in space, for instance, or in drones, to explain more deeply what we're doing. Any question, or was I so clear that there is no question?
Apparently, yes, you were.
I was crystal clear, which is a good, or no one has heard anything, so which is another way.
No,
Thank you so much. I will not have the opportunity to stay longer on this, but you're with the right team. Amanda and Johan will make the whole explanation of the BRICS business and of course of the BRICS community. So again, welcome into the BRICS community. Welcome in Aerospace Valley. We are really proud to have you on board, and hope to see you soon and again. Bye.
Thank you again. Bye-bye. So I leave the space to Johan now. If you want to present BRICS, maybe we can test the sound.
Yes, can you hear me well, Amanda?
Perfect, that's fine. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Rich. Hello, everyone. I'm very happy to see you after all this time between the merger of IAS and with Aerospace Valley and the particular health context that we all know. It wasn't easy to exchange or meet, but here we are today, all together, and thank you for that. So I'm Johan Duquin. I'm the former head of operation of IAS, and today I manage the BRICS department. As you know, BRICS is the result of the merger between Aerospace Valley and IAS. And today, BRICS is a department perfectly integrated to the Aerospace Valley cluster. So I will quickly present BRICS. You will see that our mission is not so far from the one you have known in the past. I don't want to monopolize the floor. The objective today is for you to be able to talk and exchange with us. So I'm going to be very brief. I will try. Don't hesitate if you have any questions after the speech, or even in the days or weeks to come. So can you move to the slide, Amanda, please? Thank you. So what are BRICS missions? As I said, BRICS is an Aerospace Valley service that is perfectly integrated to the cluster. Today, we have to support the international growth of the members of the cluster, whether they are leading groups, SMEs, startups, schools, universities, and this thanks to training engineering. In other words, training engineering is considered as a lever, a booster for international business development. This is our mission today. For that, we have 4 strategic axes to develop this mission. The first one is to continue our historical activities towards the major French industrial groups. And when I say historical activities, I mean training engineering, of course, but also human support that you all know and enjoy, right? We also have the opportunity to continue to work with large foreign groups, as was the case in the past with HAL in India, AVIC in China, for example, or PTDI in Indonesia, DINEL in South Africa. I think there are some South African here. We can continue this type of collaboration. So it's a good news for us and for you as well. The second axis is to develop this offer services towards the SMEs and startup segments, which we know very little about, in fact, but SMEs represent nearly 60% of the Aerospace Valley ecosystem, so this is very important for the cluster. The third point is to support the cluster's teams in other projects, such as European projects, which need training engineering skills. And when I say European projects, I mean huge projects financed by the European Union. This is really new for us, but the cluster has developed a real expertise in this type of action. And finally, the last point is to promote abroad the academic actors, school, universities from Nouvelle-Aquitaine, the region of Bordeaux, and Occitanie, the region of Toulouse. This means helping them to be more visible, for example, or to attract more foreign students. So that are the main lines of our actions today. You can see that it is not radically different for what we could do before. In my opinion, the main differences today are, first, the territorial focus on 2 regions instead of national area before, and the structure of our targets with the SMEs component. Yes, you can move, Amanda.
Sorry.
Thank you. Let's see our service offer. It is more or less the same as what you know in the past. We are able to build tailor-made training offers, long or short, technical or not technical, certifying, diploma or not, in France or abroad. But we also have a catalog offer. I think first about specialized masters. Some of you had the opportunity to take one, but not only. Indeed, we now offer off-the-shelf solutions around interculturality and also induction programs. Induction programs which are a kind of smaller summer programs with French courses, interculturality sessions, visit to industrial sites, thematic conferences, and so on. Finally, we continue to offer human support, which is very essential to our mission. I won't come back to this, you know it. And we also offer what we call training project management. In this case, we don't do the training engineering directly. We are more a kind of coordinator of all the players. Amanda, please. Thank you. Quickly, a few words to explain why the name BRICS, and so why BRICS. We did some creative workshops and it became very clear that we operate like an architect. Why? Because we design a course from bricks of existing solutions, but also from bricks that we create. And in the end, we produce a training course that is unlike any other and that corresponds perfectly to our customers' needs. I think it is our ability to assemble that makes our difference. So this is why we chose BRICS. So I solved the mystery of the name after a very long suspense. I will end with the team. I think it's like the next slide. Yes, thank you. I think there are faces and names that bring back memories for you. At my side, we'll find Valérie, who is in charge of training engineering and customer relationships. I think Valérie is with us. Hello, Valérie. You will be expected to speak with her before. After, Adeline works with Valérie on both training engineering and business development. Michael, Frédéric, and Agathe work on the logistical implementation of training sessions, but also on human support and on intercultural modules. And finally, Amanda, I don't need to present her anymore. She's your BRICS community manager. I forgot one thing. I forgot to speak about the campus, IAS campus. You all knew it. Some of you have lived there. We had to sell it to a real estate promoter during the merger, and it has been demolished. Instead, there will be soon residencies, offices, and maybe a restaurant. In fact, the same campus as before, but brand new. Now we are located just close to our old campus, just on the other side of the highway. I don't know if you remember how we were situated. And we are in a large new building dedicated to innovation. So I'm watching the word. I'm talking too much. I'm stopping now. You know almost everything. If you have any question, don't hesitate. I think Amanda will send you this presentation, right, Amanda?
Yes, I will. Sure.
Okay. So you will find all our contact details on it. Look, I don't know if you have any question about BRICS.
Nothing on the chat.
Okay. So, Amanda, I leave you the floor for the rest of the session. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you and take care.
Thank you, Johan. I bet this presentation was really useful to the audience. So now coming to the BRICS community, this is the new brand that you already saw last year. And as you know, this network is composed of almost now 4,000 participants trained for the last 42 years in 102 countries worldwide. And of course, this community is composed of more or less active participants and people. And we have processed to the analysis of the contacts last year precisely. And the number of active people is around 1,000. 2,000, basically, it's very approximate, but here is now a mission that I give to you, and it's just the challenge to get more inactive people to become active. So you can, of course, by your actions of networking and towards the people you knew during your session, whether they are coming from the same country or other countries, to get them to participate in the network and in the community life. So, of course, as former IS Alumni Network member, you are now part of BRICS community. And I will explain you the relevance of being part of this and how to make the most of it now, okay? So here is an idea basically of the coverage in the international level. You see that main regions, the three main regions are Asia, Africa, and Latin America, Africa and Middle East countries also. So you have a view here on the approximate entire network here, okay? And concerning the services dedicated to you, the first one, which is very obvious, is the platform. You may know, I think most of you are active in the platform. The www.brics-community.com is your dedicated social network, okay? So it's working as a private website, and the main asset of this, I would say, is the directory. Don't hesitate to use it, to search for people, for profiles. It can be very useful for your networking. And of course, we had a survey, we made a survey in the last years to know the expectations of the members. And this was one of the main things that was requested, so we made it. And now we invite you, of course, to use it as a very useful tool. Okay. The second one is complementary to the directory. You will find, of course, the last news of the community, the events also, and you can, of course, contribute to the forum, but also you can be active on it, and it say you can promote or share your own activities to the network, information, events, achievements. I will come back to it later on a bit precisely. Third one, you will get opportunities of networking even now beyond the BRICS community. The merging with Aerospace Valley will offer new perspectives of meeting, events, creating partnerships, or even, why not, career opportunities. For example, we will work, among other issues, on providing the list of the Aerospace Valley members to you so that you can have other contacts, and networking with either French SMEs, as Johan said, aerospace leaders or startups who are working in the fields of forensic, space, and drones. The fourth services is the last but not the least one. We will propose you events, webinars, meetings also abroad or in France, and in presence, we hope, when it's possible, or by a digital means, as we are doing now. So a bit short remind on the platform that I told about already. So don't hesitate to go there. Please, if you have not done it, activate your profile, put a picture, update your professional situation now, make it very lively, and it's the best for all the community and for yourself also, to have a profile that is really updated, okay? For the people who are looking for profiles, or for your classmates, they can find you better in this way. So as I said, you can post your own articles, your achievements, your professional realizations, share your company headlines. I am the moderator of it, so don't hesitate to propose anything, and I will come back with or exchange with you on this issue. And I invite you to also use the directory. As I said before, it's there is a filter button that you can activate in order to find and make precise researches on it. Okay. So it can be, of course, for professional reasons, networking, or just to find, meet again new friends, old friends that you knew at the moment, whatever. So we will implement new services for this year, and of course it will start from next month with first a new letter that we had before, and that was a bit stopped in the meantime of the merging. So check the information, check your mailbox, check the platform and the LinkedIn also. You will get new news and all the things that we will implement. Then we will also have tutos on how to use the platform. I will publish videos in order for you to ease your utilization of the platform. Just as I said, for updating your profiles, for putting a picture, for promoting or publishing articles or whatever. So this will maybe help you. And then we will implement this year new groups that will be like sub-communities, regional or sectorial ones within the platform. So it means that I will invite you to join, for example, the African community or the Asian community, or maybe we will work on communities by country. In the first place, we will implement 3 great sub-communities within the main continents, main regions, because then I will also ask for the people who are willing to help with the animation and management of these subgroups. Okay, but you will know more of it later. It will be implemented within March, basically, approximately. And we propose as well, we have discussed it already with a few of you, to create some WhatsApp groups by promotion. It means the same people who were in the cohort, in the session with you when you were training at IAS. You can join through WhatsApp now and exchange all together. So then, concerning the events, I made a list of the potential digital or physical events we could create and implement for you. And we hope we will propose already a few of them in the next month. So of course, we will propose webinars dedicated to the alumni community. We are now having one of it. and there will be surely more in the future. Then we can have webinars also proposed to members of Aerospace Valley and to the BRICS community in order to make synergies and help and enhance relationship and links between the two networks, which are two big and important networks. So it can be very interesting for both communities. We will, of course, propose when it will be possible, linked to the situation, sanitary situation, presential events in specific regions of the world, maybe linked to the air shows. So we will communicate on that also in the next months. And then we can also work on dedicated presentations of BRICS community members to the Aerospace Valley members, or on the contrary, work on presentation of Aerospace Valley members to this community, to you. Okay, so we'll kind of focus on people or organizations, companies, in order to promote each part to the other one. Okay. Then concerning the events that we can implement, we can work out for you, for example, any issue that you would be interested in. So I just indicated a few examples like that. As Eric said before, and as you may know, Aerospace Valley has either developed, created, or contributed to very great projects, big projects on different fields, and has a recognized expertise in the management of projects, mainly on the European scale, not only, but mainly. And for example, one is dealing with future of aviation and issues like decarbonation, aircraft, innovation. This project is called MAEL, and this is, for example, one kind of webinar or a conference we can open for you. In the space field as well, new space challenges, nanosat launchers, reusable launchers, all these aspects are headed and worked out by a specific team in Aerospace Valley. Of course, each ecosystem and each part of Aerospace Valley has a dedicated team working on it. So we can also address this kind of issues. And for the drones also, we have a very obvious project and example, which is Tinder. It's tactical instrumentation, instrumental deconfliction and in-flight resolution. Sorry for the pronunciation. Project. And this project is working on Europe urban air mobility challenges within 3 to 5 years. So it's a very big project as well about drones, and we have people here really expert on that subject if you are interested. So of course, these are only examples, and if you have needs or specific thematics that you want to be treated, of course we will study it and be happy to answer and work with you on that. Okay. So in the end, for all the kinds of service ask for relationship, networking, I am still your reference contact. Of course, you all know me. My colleagues are there also to answer your questions. And now I will open the micro of all of you if you want, and you will have to activate it as well on your side, on your screen, in order to ask your questions. Okay, so I will do it there in a few seconds. Just you can also, in order maybe to make it easier, raise the hand on your screen if you want to ask something. You can also use the chat, and I invite you, if you want to take the speech, maybe to just remind, basically, as we won't see you, your name, first name, and country or company. It will be easier for the discussion between the all together. Okay. So I will do it just technically. Okay, here. Now it's open to you, so don't hesitate, everyone. You can now activate your own sound on the head right, I think, of your screen if you didn't move the window. Yeah. Okay, I can hear some sounds. So, Michael, is it you?
Yes, it's me, Amanda. It's really just to say that. Yeah, can you hear me?
Of course, yes, we can. Yes.
Yeah, it's I'm sitting with two other alumni members. They will introduce themselves. I think it's really from our side to say thank you for the initiative and for the introduction, and we look forward obviously to becoming even more active on the platform, especially the virtual platforms. And hopefully with time, when the air shows start to open up, we will get to engage as we go to the different parts of the world. So it's really just to say thank you for the introduction. It looks exciting. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for
Hi, Johan and Amanda. It's Charlene here with Mike as well. And it's really nice to see you guys after a very long time. Thanks.
Thanks to you.
Good morning, Amanda and Johan. It's Ian Kumalo. I'm sitting here with Mike and Shalan. And yes, again, just to reiterate our appreciation for setting this up. We are surely going to utilize the platform to its maximum potential. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Very nice to hear you and all together. So it means we have more participants than we indicated on the screen. And I'm very glad to hear your comments and very glad to meet you there also. Thank you for your participation.
Thank you. Thank you. Merci beaucoup.
Hi, Amanda, and hi, everybody. I am Agathe from now BRICS. And sorry, Amanda, I just wanted to know how many alumni are joining our webinar today.
So up to now, we have around 20 participants.
Okay. And coming from everywhere?
Oh, yes, we have all the regions of the world. So Indonesia, Colombia, Brazil, we have Korea, South Africa, of course, Jordania.
Yeah. Okay,
all the
thank you.
continents are covered.
Super, thank you.
Maybe Valérie is with us. Valérie, do you want to say some words, maybe? Or say hello? I don't know if you can hear me.
Do you listen me? Yeah, do you listen me? Is it okay?
Yes.
Ah,
Good.
okay. Okay, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. I'm very happy to listen some of you. I know that we've got people from South Africa, Russia, Indonesia, Colombia, and so on. Happy to see, and I sincerely hope that we will have the chance to reinitiate cooperation throughout development competencies program. Up to now, we cannot travel. You know, the situation is a bit complicated. But of course, when we can, we will take the first plane in order to see all of you and to check what we can do. In terms of training activity, up to now, we continue to the cooperation we've got with Vietnam. You might know that we create and set up a bachelor in aeronautical maintenance in Vietnam. So it's quite a huge work. We are working as well on some programs dedicated more specifically on space field. And we still, of course, welcome some people in the frame of what we call by the past master program. So we've got some people from Pakistan, from Angola, from Malaysia, and we hope soon welcome you or some of your employees or colleagues. Feel free to contact us anytime. We hope that we will have the opportunity to set up some webinar dedicated on, I don't know, on the competence of tomorrow, on the disruptive, technology we can maybe cooperate on, and so on. So feel free to launch any idea to Amanda, and we'll try to reinitiate the cooperation we had by the past. Voila. Bye-bye. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Valerie, for your speech and for your comments. So of course, open questions are still open, and don't hesitate to take the speech, to raise hands. So do you have any comments specifically on the platform for the people who use it, or do you use the directory? Do you have difficulties in maybe the device itself, or what do you have something to say about it? Or do you find it just super? And you can say it also.
I'm sorry, Jacques here from South Africa. Yeah, I must still spend some. I must still spend some time on the website, so I haven't been there. So I will work on the website.
All right. So I'm very glad, because with these sessions we have also been able to welcome back members that we were not very active until now. So it's always good opportunities to have people coming back and joining again this community. It's great opportunities, and if you know people that maybe in this case, of course, don't hesitate to invite them to speak about the devices and the platform and the tools that they have at their disposition. Okay, we are thinking also in the future to open kind of job corners, other services that we will work on. So you can also have suggestions about things that you would expect, and things that don't exist yet and you would like to see for your own purpose. Of course, if you have any ideas, I am really open to hear them also. I don't see anything in the chat. No. Okay. Right. Johan, do you have something to add? Maybe we are almost up to the end of the timing. So
No. I'm happy for this webinar. I hope that everyone is safe. It's I think now it's more important. And as Amanda said, don't hesitate if you have any question. Amanda will send you the presentation, but don't hesitate in the days or weeks to come. Feel free to ask questions to Amanda, Valerie, myself. I am at your disposal. So thank you very much for your attention today.
And of course, I want to precise also something important. You will receive in the next hours, I think, a message containing the link to the replay of this webinar. So if you are interested in, amongst the presentation that you will receive, there will be also a link for replay, and for the participants also who have not been able to be there, they will receive it automatically. So you can also share it, or of course view it again if you wish. You will have everything at your disposal. Okay, so maybe we can close the session now, except everybody. Michael, you will raise your hand again?
Yes, thanks, Amanda. I just wanted to say some of us haven't been back in Toulouse in a while. So I don't know if it's possible to just to show like an aerial view of the new developments, the movement of the old IAS complex to the other side of the runway and so forth. It would be very interesting. Thank you. Okay.
Yes, sure. We can work that and send you some kind of material to have an idea of physically where we are in and what's the place around. And yes, sure. Good idea, of course.
Thank you.
And of course, you are more than invited to visit when traveling will be possible again, I hope. All right. Nobody else? Okay. So thank you again to everyone. I'm really glad we had this exchange. I will just put the last slide, but we will receive all our details anyway. And I wish you a good day and hope we will have soon other occasions to exchange and to work together. Thank you again.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.